Sean, keep it coming because eventually you're gonna run out of ideas or not. HELLRAISERS, welcome back to yet again another video, and so today's video is going to be my top 5 favorite werewolf films. Okay, so once again, my best friend Sean just keep on coming up with all these fucking ideas, and buddy, I hope you're ready for a full moon because this is not a very interesting list, I would say, but these are the only werewolf movies that I like. One of them might be controversial, and some of them you probably heard of, maybe not. But like I said, I'm a very hard person to try to entertain. And when it comes down to entertainment, I do get a lot of entertainment out of my movies. It's not always the best, but I do enjoy them. So with all that being said, let's dive into this list. So to kick things off right here at number 5 will have to be Silver Bullet, starting one of my all-time favorite actors of all time, that is my boy Corey Haim, may he rest in peace. This movie was made in 1985, and boy, this is a fucking good-ass movie, right from the fucking get-go. The moment that this movie come on, I mean, stop. Can we all just sit back and admire the fact that this movie came out in the 80s? Can we just breathe that in for a second? Just let that breathe in. This movie was made in one of my favorite decades of all time that gave you some great horror films. But yeah, this movie tells a story about a young boy being played by Corey Haim who lives in a very small town, and this town has a very dark secret. Yet he comes face to face with what he likes to call a werewolf. He go out trying to tell people that there's a werewolf in town, and people laughed in his face. Some even looked at him like he was a crazy person, and so on and so forth. And the more and more he starts to see this thing, he sets out to investigate on his own, and that's when the whole town finally found out that he's telling the truth. So like I said before, I said again, this is a good ass fucking movie right from the fucking get go. The moment it come on, I mean, just from the title itself, Silver Bullet, and when you see Corey Haim on the fucking cover in that fucking scooter, you literally know you're in for a fucking treat. If you don't like him as an actor, I don't know what to tell you. You're fucking missing out. Only just that, it's just the fact that this is a very stylish type of movie. No, this movie look good, sounds good. I would like to experience this in the theater. And if they ever do like an anniversary version of this fucking film and they send it back to the theater, I'm gonna make sure I jump on board for that because I want to hear this with big surround sound. This movie sounds good, man. It even looks good because it was made in the 80s. So, like I said before, I said again, I like this film. A lot of people probably never heard of this. This is probably a very, very underrated and hidden gem for some people. And going back to the 80s, right here at number 4, we got Teen Wolf, starting Michael J. Fox, which also came out in 1985 as well. This movie right here, a lot of people don't like Michael J. Fox. You know, a lot of people say he's weird, his acting is off, the boy don't know how to act, and so on and so forth. I think he's a talented fucking actor. He does have that charisma, you know what I mean? Like Corey Haim had that, he had that charisma. You know, like when that camera is on, it's like he forgets the world around him and he just in his role. But the same way with Michael J. Fox, he had the charisma, his voice, his style, his walk, his look, all that is just so unique for what he tried to bring to each one of his roles. But in this movie tells a story about a boy who quickly found out that he is in the bloodline of a family that are wolves. And so now he has to learn how to deal with the fact that he's a wolf among society for the people. And not only just that, he's in high school and he quickly become popular, all because how different he is. If you've never seen this movie, I highly recommend you to check it out. It's one of my all-time favorites. But this movie right here is not for everybody, you know. It's goofy, it's campy, it's over the top, it's dumb, it's stupid, and so much more. I can literally name a lot of things that this movie checked the box that I should not like, but I understand what they're going for. You know, they're trying to take something different. You know, you don't want to keep seeing the same shit over and over. You want something different. And this movie delivered just that. This movie is also just like Silver Bullet. It's very stylish. It's a very stylistic movie because of the time period that it came out in. And so when you watch in a movie, you like, can we just admire that? And you can't. I repeat, you cannot look at the movie for the style. And I know a lot of people might be like, this guy loves shit like that. When you're a movie, like when you're a movie reviewer, excuse me, things like that stands out. So you gotta have that to look at, especially for myself who want to be a filmmaker. Shit like that matters to me, how movie looks. And this movie has that style. And that's why this movie is so unique for me, because of the way it looks. Moving down, at number 3, we got American Werewolf in London, directed by John Landis. Also came out in 1988. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This fucking film right here has one of, if not the greatest werewolf transformation of all time. Period. No werewolf transformation can come even close to how good it is. It's effective, it's realistic, it's creepy, it's eerie, and so on and so forth. I saw this movie for the first time, I think I was about like 25 or 26 years old. I avoided everything about this movie because I heard a lot of people to stay away from the trailer, don't watch any previews, just watch the movie. And I'm going to tell you right now, I waited way too damn late to watch this movie. But I'm glad I did, because it did live up to my expectations of what I expected from a movie like this. Not to mention it was directed by one of my favorite directors, and John Landis himself, who did a lot of stuff in the 80s. Well, American Werewolf in London tells the story about two best friends go to a foreign country, I believe it's London, and all of a sudden they get attacked by a werewolf. One of them dies, tragedy, and one live on to become a full-on werewolf. Like I said before, I said again, like the other two movies that I just already named, this movie was in the 80s, you already know what's next. This movie is also style, you know, it's different. It feels different from all the other werewolf movies that came before and after it, and really the only one that kind of stands out, in my own opinion, because the way John Landis seemed to shoot this movie, especially in terms of like the lighting and the setting, particularly like in London itself, you know, it's so gorgeous to look at. I've always loved that country. I love the whole look of it, really. But yeah, like I said, it's a very stylish movie. The acting is completely top notch. It's a little bit of goofiness, a little bit of campy in it, like in Teen Wolf. Like I said, I don't take it too serious because I know exactly what type of movie it is. Know your taste when you're going into a film like this. In particular, stuff like this from the 80s, right? Moving down, at number 2, let's keep the ball rolling. Number 2, we got Wes Craven Curse from 2004. Now, I know a lot of people probably never heard of this film. I know a lot of people who did. But for those of you who didn't, let me give you a little bit of plot of what this movie is about right out the gate. This movie tells a story about two siblings driving on the backcountry road to go home after a long day from working and etc. And all of a sudden they get attacked by a werewolf. And now they have to learn how to deal with the fact that they are werewolves and keep it a secret among their town because they don't want everybody to know. And the further they go, they start to realize that they're not the only one. There are more of them. So this movie have a very weird little history. By the way, release the Wes Craven cut, please. Release that. The reason why I say that, because this movie, Wes Craven, if you don't know, he's one of my favorite directors. But Wes Craven was trying to revamp, or should I say, reimagining the werewolf genre back in 2004. And this movie had a very weird thing going on behind the scenes and during the making of the movie. This movie has been through so many reshoots, so many recasts, and so many swaps, and so many changes. And the production was a fucking abysmal mess. And this movie they slapped this shit together, and holy shit on the cracker. Wasn't this shit bad? And I'm going to be completely honest with you, I still like this movie. Yes, I'm going to be reviewing this movie soon because I can nitpick this motherfucker apart. But the more you watch, well, at least for me, the more you watch this movie, the more and more you start to see how much wasted fucking potential that they could have had, or what they should have done that could have made this a better movie, and just shit on everything that came before and after it. This movie is a fucking disaster mess. I mean, not to mention the fact that I do like Christina Ricci. I love Christina Ricci. And you got her in this film trying her hardest to work with what she was given. Then you got Jesse Ajimbo, I don't know how to say his name, but he tried his best to work with whatever the fuck he had, and none of it worked. None of it. Everything he tried just fucking failed, just like with Christina Ricci. And then not to mention that Rex Craven tried his hardest to do what he do best with his camera, and all of it failed. Like I said before, I said again, I can still enjoy the movie, but it's just frustrating that this is the only version of the film that we had. I know that was a bit of a weird all over the place, but I don't know how to really get this movie. I'm just gonna move on because this movie is just fucking, it's just all over the place for me. And lucky number one would have to be Wolf, starring Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer, whatever, however you say her name. This movie comes from 1994. Now, to me, on paper, this is the greatest werewolf film in the 90s and anything that came before it. It's really the only one that I can truly say understand what the fucking werewolf thing is. This movie tells a story about an older businessman who being played by Jack Nicholson, one of my favorite actors, get bit by a wolf, and he slowly realized that he is becoming one himself. And now he has to learn how to deal with that. Not only learning, but he also has to learn how to tell his, I believe his girlfriend or wife that he's a werewolf. Alongside, there's one other werewolf among others who seems to be just like him, and so he has to protect, I guess you say, society and his wife. So like I said before, I said again, this is a damn good werewolf film. If you've never seen this, please watch this one. But like I said, it's so interesting, it's so unique, it's so different, it's so dark in terms of the story and how it play out throughout the entire runtime of the fucking film. Jack Nicholson is at his fucking all-time best in this fucking film. Not to mention Michelle is also at her all-time best in this fucking film. I can literally talk about how good this movie is. Not to mention the fact that the makeup, oh my god, the makeup on the werewolves are fucking insane. Man, I love it so much. It look real. They don't just look like human like werewolves. They don't just look like werewolves. They look like what a werewolf would look like if it was mixed in with a human form. But like I said before, I said again, this is just my own personal ranking of all my favorite werewolf films. But it's the only thing that kind of hold back is that one at number 2 called Coach. The only reason I put that on this list because I like Christina Ricci. But with all that being said, Hellraiser, this is your list, and Sean, like I said, you're gonna run out of ideas, buddy. I know you will. So with all that being said, that's gonna wrap up today's specific video. But just before I let you go, make sure you consider dropping a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that fucking bell notification so that when I drop another lit video for the channel, you'll be the first ones to get it. And I hope to catch you Hellraisers in my next video.